You know, she was like, how can you fucking say that you love what's happening right now? Because this probably doesn't feel good to you. And I was like, okay, but okay, how can I love that this is happening? Well, why is this happening? It's happening because there's a little girl inside of you that is scared. And what's happening right now is how that little girl survived. And I love that little girl as much as I love the woman that's standing in front of me. The audio was a little bit janky, and I don't know why that was. So I don't know if my first 9 minutes of this episode will sound that way too, but apologies if it does. Welcome to the Pupil's Life podcast. How are you doing? How was your Father's Day? I know that it was a week and a day ago, but that is just how things work here. You know, we're not on schedule, dude. We're not a slave. We're not anybody's slave at the Pupil's Life podcast. We are our own boss, dude. And you know why that is? Because we can't pay you, dude. We can't pay you to be our boss. So we got to be our own boss. What's going on, man? What is going on, dude? What is going on in the world that is my life? And I didn't call my dad, dude, for Father's Day. And I might give him a call after this. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Okay, I don't fucking know. You know, I'm not sure why I didn't call him. I just didn't like it. Just didn't. You know, it's like if someone was like, "Hey, dude, why didn't you go to the movies on Friday?" It's like I just didn't. That just didn't come into my head. Like I didn't go in sitting in a movie theater when it was 95 degrees outside and beautiful, and there was, you know, a creek that I could swim in. You know, it just didn't seem like what I wanted, the first thing that came to my mind, you know? And so why didn't I call my dad on Father's Day, dude? I don't know. I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to fucking be overwhelmed with just fucking, you know, I don't know, dude. I don't even know. The God's honest truth is that I just didn't think about it. But I did spend Father's Day with two different fathers, neither one of which was my own. McKenna and I went to her mom's place and her dad's place. And her mom is married, so she has a stepdad. And I got to meet them both. Well, I'd already met her dad, but got to further our relationship. Yeah, dude, this weekend was interesting. This weekend, and by this weekend, I mean a week ago, because I record these a week in advance, so fuck you, dude. Yeah, we went to McKenna's mom's place. A nice house in just outside of Texas, just outside of Texas, dude. Yeah, we fucking drove 9 hours just outside of Texas this weekend. No, just outside of Austin. And I was nervous to meet her, dude. I was nervous to meet her mom, but I don't know. So much shit. I think I just said this last week, but so much else has already happened that it just felt way more stressful in the relationship. That like just having to meet old folks is like it doesn't seem like a big deal anymore. I'm 25 years old, almost 26. I can fucking meet whoever, dude. I'm not. I was talking to. I was actually talking to McKenna about this yesterday. That like my whole life, dude, my whole life, and I mean whole life. Like this still happens to this day. People told me, oh, you're quiet. You're an introvert. You have a hard time making friends. You know, be more this way, be more that way. So eventually, dude, I started telling that to myself. It comes a time when it's like you're not in the position of being taken care of and you're taking care of yourself. And so you internalize what you've heard for the last 18 years, and then it becomes your own voice in your head. And you just think like, the reason this came up with McKenna is because I was telling her that she feels like she doesn't have enough friends. Like it's not something that is constantly on her mind. Like, I wish I had more friends, but it's just something she's aware of. Like, yeah, like, I don't feel like I have as many friends as you, is what she said. You being me. And I've talked about this on the podcast before, right? That I have a lot of friends, and by a lot I mean 2 handfuls. But even though I have a lot of friends, dude, I still feel the way McKenna feels, where like I don't feel like I have anyone. And get back on track. What was the point of bringing this up? The point of bringing this up was that, oh yeah, reality not aligning with the voice in my head, or the voice that a bunch of people spoke to me with my whole life. So me feeling like, dude, I don't have a bunch of friends. I'm not social. I'm not like, I don't know how to talk to people. I'm an introvert, right? Whatever, all that noise, dude. And then you pay attention and you realize, wait, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and however many friends, and they reach out to me a lot too. Like, it's not just me reaching out to them. And then like I went to trivia, about a week or 2 ago with McKenna, my brother, my friend Ricky, my friend Ryan, and Ryan's friend Danny. And it's like 4 of the 5 people who were there that weren't me were there because they knew me. Ricky didn't know anyone else there. He knew me. My brother didn't know anyone else there. He knew me. McKenna didn't know anyone else there. She knew me. Ryan, and so it's like, that's not who I am, dude. I can fucking talk to people, and I can, meet new people and be friendly, dude, and like get to know them. And it's just that fucking little voice in your head, right? But I just don't. I feel like a lot of the things that I think about myself aren't true. And so yeah, so I met her mom, and we stayed at her house for 2 nights, Friday and Saturday night. We left on Sunday, and it was just so nice, man. Like, the last 2 relationships I've been in have felt like I can only be with, like, I'm only good and I'm only happy if it's just me and that person, spending time just me and them, right? And with my first ex, dude, I just her family and I did not get along, right? I was really young and immature, and they were really fucking border, like border people and like religious people and just like very judgmental. Um, and so it just feels like it's so relieving, man, to go over there and spend 3 days with them, in the hot tub, dude. They have a fucking huge hot tub outside that you can watch the sunset from. And we did that. We played board games. We ate a bunch of meals together and just talked. We talked about small things. We talked about deep things. We talked about fucking like fart and shit jokes, dude. Like we just covered the whole gamut. And yeah, it just felt easy. It just felt easy, and I felt like, what was I afraid of? Like, what did I think was going to happen? What did I think I was going to get here? And they were going to be like, all right, so um, just like, you're a piece of shit. All right. And you need to leave. Like, dude, I showed up with her mom's favorite bottle of champagne and just got along with her. Like, I don't know why I feel this belief that like I'm not going to know what to say or know what to do. It's like, they don't know what to say or do either. We're all just fucking trying to do our best, and we're all just trying to like be nice to each other and just enjoy each other's company. And I fucking did. There was nothing, dude, about this weekend that I feel like I was afraid of happening that happened, Um, but yeah, dude, Saturday night we all kind of fucking got a little bit like, I got buzzed, and me and the dad got buzzed. McKenna and her mom got fucking, they got, dude. They got, they got, what. And they were just, dude, laughing so much. Like I was laughing a lot. That's the thing that I'm realizing about being with McKenna, dude, is just like most of our time together we spend laughing and just like, I don't know, it just feels easy. That doesn't mean that there's not conflict, but like the conflict that comes up is not because we don't enjoy being together. It's because I was hurt when I was a kid and she was hurt when she was a kid, and we're both just trying to deal with that shit, Versus like in past relationships, it's just been like we were both dealing with our traumas or kind of not, and we didn't really get along that well. So like you see the person and it's like you're not laughing all that much. You don't really feel like the only reason you're excited is because you're excited not to be alone. And that puts a bunch of pressure on the other person. And then it ends up in like an argument or it ends up in a fight, because you watched like fucking Louis C.K. or you watched a comedian special, and then you said like, "Oh, dude, I think Louis C.K. is so funny," and they're like, "But he raped women," and you're like, "Well, he didn't rape women. He asked them if he could do something." He's like, "But he was in a position of power," and you're like, "Well, yeah, but like, does that mean he doesn't get to ask them, hey, I want to do this. Is this okay?" It's like, no, it means exactly that. It means that he is not a normal person. He does not get to be a human because he was so talented that now he's in a better position than a lot of people. So that means that he can't do all of the things that normal people feel like they want to do. And it's like, all right, well, I'm just fucking saying that I like his comedy. Okay. I didn't say that I like him as a person. It's like, well, but you're arguing with me about what he did. So you're kind of saying that, and like, fucking all right, dude. Well, then fucking just, why don't you just let me think whatever the fuck I want? It's like, oh, now you're going to curse him. And you just, all of a sudden you went from laughing at a comedy special and ignoring each other while you were laughing at it. And then you try to interact and it's just like, why are you together again, dude? And just fucking start grinding my teeth, dude, as I relive these traumatic relationships. Yeah, dude, it feels weird to not be in that anymore. And it's like, I think a little bit of a testament to the fact that I have been working on myself for these past 2+ years, and that my selection process for a partner this time was way more thorough. Didn't just fucking meet a hot girl that wanted to see me, and I was like, let me fucking ruin my life for the next year and a half. Yeah, dude, like that's just so important. And I think that, like, my brother and his girlfriend, kind of when they met and I met them and I saw them interacting, was when I realized, like, this is way more important than I was making it. Because they would just, my brother would say some dumb fucking thing and his girlfriend would just die laughing. And I just thought to myself, when I first saw that, I thought to myself, man, if I can be in a relationship where anytime that there is conflict, resolving it will get us back to this place of, like, laughing and enjoying each other and getting along and being able to spend time with other people together too, it just is so much more worth it and so much easier to kind of hold space for each other to go through the hard moments. Because you're like, all right, yeah, this is uncomfortable, but I know kind of what the baseline is, and the baseline is just, it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun, and I'm yeah, it's just really enjoyable, dude. So I spent the weekend with them, and we ate Indian food from the clay pit, and just, like, I don't know, man, it's just nice to be in, like, a big fancy house relaxing for a weekend again. Because I feel like the only time I get to experience that is when I go back to Mexico and I stay with my dad. But yeah, it was just nice to just get away for a little bit, dude. They had 3 dogs and 1 cat, and McKenna's cat was there. They have 2 horses, and they're named, like, King and Fred or something like that. And all the dogs are, like, trained, and it's just, there's good food, dude. They were making every meal for us, and they've got a big hot tub, dude. They just have, like, showers that are, like, big and, like, work. And yeah, dude. I told her mom, and I talked about, like, scary movies a lot, and she was like, yeah, like, I love watching, like, scary shit. And I was like, all right, then you have to watch unedited footage of a bear infomercial, right? It's like 10 minutes long. Scariest thing I've ever watched in my whole life, hands down. Scariest thing I've ever watched in my whole life. And she was like, I'm fucking writing this down right now. I'm gonna have to watch this. I'm watching this tonight. And McKenna wouldn't agree to watch it, and I didn't want to rewatch it because I didn't even want to bring it up on the podcast because it still scares me to think about. And then she watches it, and me and McKenna get in the hot tub, and then she comes out and talks to us at the hot tub, and she's like, I just thought that it was a good exploration of what's going on with today, modern medicine today and pharmaceutical companies. And I was like, but it's scary as fuck, dude. But it's scary as fuck, too. You know what I mean, dude? Like, you can tell me that it didn't scare you, but I know you're going to go to bed tonight and you're going to be thinking of that woman, you know, in the fucking infomercial. And then, of course, dude, like at breakfast the next morning, it comes up again that she watched it. And she's like, oh, yeah, like the song that plays at this moment was like so good. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can't even listen to that song. It scares the fuck out of me. And she was like, you mean this one? And she fucking pushes play on her phone. And the song that I'm really scared of starts playing. And I'm just like, thank you, dude. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing something that scares me. You know, but it was all like kind of still funny to me because it's just her mom is just she's just so her, you know, and she's like, I'm gonna be myself, dude, and fuck you if you don't like it kind of person, which is great because then, you know, you don't have to sort of be guessing, right? You're just like, all right, like this is this person. Here's the good, here's the bad, here's the whatever. But at least I can see it all. And yeah, man, I even made a joke right before she played it because I was like, please don't play it. And McKenna was like, Mom, please don't play it. I don't even want to hear this. And then the stepdad was like, yeah, I mean it's a scary song. Like we don't have to listen to that right now. And then I was like, I've got a feeling that we're gonna listen to it anyway. And she fucking went ahead and played it, dude. But yeah, man, had a great time. And what else, man? The fuck else is on my list? Oh yeah, dude. I guess this is relevant to everything I was saying about the relationships. I saved this on my Instagram. It's something that was posted by Evolving Man. If you go on Instagram, just search Evolving Man. It's Ben Goreski. And he posted a picture of, I believe, his wife. And this is what it says, man. It's a little bit long, but this is what it says. Inside one woman is every woman. Many of the men I know are in their late 20s and early 30s. At this phase of life, men often transition from a life of short relationships and promiscuity to one of depth with a single partner. They are scared, resistant, highly resistant to this transition. Yet at some level, they want it. The endless search is getting old. Each man I talk to has a yearning to go deeper with one person, to commit, to drop the never-ending pursuit of novelty. But he's never been to the other side. It feels like he'll be losing a part of himself, losing the freedom to play, stuck in a prison, a relationship where he gets bored with one person and feels trapped. After all, he has seen so many men in self-imposed prisons, in unhappy marriages, and the like. He feels stuck between where he's been and where he's going. But millions of men have crossed that line ahead of him. There is a whole league of men who are happy and healthy in a committed partnership. Infinite superficiality is also a prison. There is a depth of relationship that can only emerge from a long-term commitment, a safe container for both people to go deeper than ever before, and it doesn't have to be miserable or boring. There are infinite things to discover in one person. Every woman is a complex being that can never be fully understood. So why do we avoid depth? There is a constant internal battle going on between our heart's longing for intimacy and our ego's desire for separateness. The heart wants to go deep, and the ego wants to stay at arm's length. So the deeper we go, the more the ego says, that's far enough, let's keep some distance. Or just toss this one aside and look for a new one. And the pattern repeats. Ego deflation, humility, and curiosity are core tenets of successful long-term relationships because they help us experience the infinite depth, the infinite intimacy of a committed relationship. To be clear, there's nothing wrong with shopping around. We all need to learn what we like. But at some point, we need to claim the gold that's right in front of us. And yeah, man, I think that's a lot, right? That's very deep, and it's a lot, dude. And I think that to some extent, there are women who can relate too. I don't think it's just about men. Um, but it all resonates with me, man. It all fucking resonates with me, especially right now because um like I had this conversation with my brother that really helped me shift sort of how I view relationships. And it sounds silly, man. It sounds silly that I didn't kind of, I mean, I already knew this, but it hadn't really conceptualized itself in my head as a full idea. And it's that um, if you want, like, if you really want to be with somebody and you feel like this is the person that you want to be with for, you know, for the unforeseeable future, um, I don't think that's right the way that I said that, but you know what I fucking mean, dude. Then you have to accept them for who they are, right? I knew that and I heard it and I was like, yeah, of course you have to accept them. But the way my brother talked about it made sense to me, and it made it click in a different way, which is, you know, there's going to be moments where the person you're with has doubts about the relationship or has doubts about um, themselves, or kind of pushes their pain away and hurts you in the process. And there's going to be all these things, right? And we kind of have a choice that we can make. We can try to push people into perfection and say, like, well, if they're not fucking going to do this the way that I would do it, then fuck them, right? Because we're scared. We're scared of, like, you know, what does this guy say? We're scared of we're scared of there the heart wants to go deep. The deeper we go, the more the ego says that's far enough. Let's keep some distance, or just toss this one aside and look for a new one. You know, when those doubts come up, which are all a part of existing, dude, and being a human, because we would be lying if we said we didn't have those same fears and doubts. When those things come up, it's because the relationship is going deeper, um and it's easy to label it as like, this doesn't feel good, so like, just nah, dude, I gotta get away from this, right? Because the deeper you go, the more that you can end up being hurt, the more you care about what you're jumping into, you know. And so I don't know, man. I I was fortunate enough to experience this with my own girlfriend this weekend, you know, where this time it wasn't my trauma. It was something about her that came up, and it was difficult to witness. And instead of just resigning myself to it and being like, you know what, then fuck it, dude, then fuck it. It was like, all right, what is this person actually saying right now? Right? Through all of their pain and all of their whatever, what are they actually trying to communicate to me right now? And what it was that she's scared, you know, that she's scared. Um, and so what was I saying then? I look at my phone, dude, for 1 second, and then I forget what I'm saying. Oh, so I get to experience this, and experiencing it was scary for me too. But I felt that sort of that resistance of like, all right, dude, like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure that you want to kind of keep going deeper with this person, dude? Because it can be messy, you know. It could be messy every now and then, but have I not also been messy, dude? Like the thing with me, dude, is that I beat myself up when I make mistakes, and I beat other people up when they make mistakes. And it used to be really bad, dude. It used to be really fucking like I was just unforgiving, dude. And when this happened this weekend, which I'm not going to get into because it's really not anything about me, and most of the, I mean, I will talk about my relationship with her a lot, but it's this just feels like it's way more about her. But yeah, so when this happened, it was like it was like one of the first times where I was able to sort of be like, oh, this is kind of a good thing. This was bound to happen. Her pain from her childhood was bound to come up and manifest itself in ways that are scary. But if you fucking work through it, dude, like I was saying 3 or 4 episodes ago, when I was just like having my trauma response, it's like, yes, it sucks, dude, in the moment because you're trying to fight it and you're resisting that. Like, this isn't my trauma. This is because I'm fucking right, dude. If you work through that, dude, the other side is just fucking, just fucking rip a fucking eyebrow off. Good. Like, I don't know if you get the same amount of satisfaction, dude, from doing this, but look at that. That's like 3 eyebrows that just came off from pinching my eyebrow. And it just is, that's what you get into when you work through deep fucking wounds with a partner. And it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful to watch her work through it, and to not to not have to be the one that, to not have to like, to not try to force her to see it, to hold the space and to offer a different perspective, and then give her space to kind of make her own decision, and one of the things that I said to her was, because she felt kind of bad after what happened. And I was like, hey, listen, man, like, I love you, dude. I love you for all of you. I don't just love that you're funny and that we get along and that the sex is great and that X, Y, and Z. I also love that this is happening right now, because why is this happening? She was like, how can you fucking say that you love what's happening right now? Because this probably doesn't feel good to you. And I was like, okay, but okay, how can I love that this is happening? Well, why is this happening? It's happening because there's a little girl inside of you that is scared. And what's happening right now is how that little girl survived. And I love that little girl as much as I love the woman that's standing in front of me. Like, what kind of person would I be if I said, oh, dude, this little girl that's scared, that's asking for help and that's asking for love because she, what kind of person would I be if I was like, no, I don't, that's not for me, dude. The part that's for me is the part that's just, you're good all the time. It's like, And dude, when I said that, when I came up with those words and the way that I said it in the moment, I was just like, fuck, dude, that even felt good to me to hear that, because I was like, I needed to hear that too. It's like it's hard for me to love myself when I make mistakes, dude. It's hard for me to love that little kid in me that's like really scared and that's just freaks out and is like trying to regain control by acting out. Um, but but I gotta love that little kid as much as I love, the man who can write a bunch of books and that's really creative and that's really funny and that's smart and that's compassionate and that's a hard worker and like, um, yeah, dude. And so it's like when I said it to her, I was like, oh, that's right, dude. Like I do feel this way about you. And it's not just a blind like, well, yeah, dude, like this is happening and it's uncomfortable, but like I just don't want to be alone. It's like, no, dude, I see the whole picture, man. I see the whole picture. And um like I said to her, and like I keep reminding myself, is like relationships aren't hard. Working through your own shit is hard. But if people that say, if it's just that relationships are so hard, it's like when I hear that, what I think is like, if that's true, to me, that means just spending time together is hard and not enjoyable, right? Like your baseline of the relationship is just like, you can't stand being with the other person. And so it's like, you got to work to fucking tolerate each other. That is fucking hard, dude. But that's not even a relationship. That's just a fucking, you know, in the words of Dane Cook, dude, that's a relationship. Um, but this is the first time that I'm just realizing like, oh, it's not the relationships are hard. Like being with her is the easiest thing in the world. And it's fun, dude. It's funny. Like I told her last night, dude, I could look at your face. She's just so expressive in the goofiest, in the cutest, in the silliest, in the fucking funniest ways, that I was like, I could just look at you. I could look at a video of you sitting at a computer for 2 hours, and I would probably laugh like every 2 or 3 minutes. Um, it's just like, shit, dude. It's just, I get why Bobby Lee is with fucking a hot ass Vietnamese woman or Thai woman. I forget where she's from. Kalila, dude. It's like if someone can make you laugh, and this isn't me saying that McKenna is fucking as ugly as Bobby Lee, dude. Lucky for me, dude, she is drop dead gorgeous, dude, and funny. Um, but but yeah, dude, it's just like just I don't know, man. It's just she's fucking hilarious, dude, and it's great. Like that just it's so undervalued. I feel like I didn't realize how much that matters and how good that feels if the person that you spend a lot of time with in a romantic relationship is funny as fuck, dude, and thinks that you're funny too. you know. Um, so yeah, man. That's again the post that I started this whole thread off of is from a guy named Ben Goreski, and his Instagram handle is Evolving Man, to all one word. Um, and um, yeah, dude, I just feel like I'm in that period of my life right now, and um, I'm doing work right now to sort of fight my own resistance, you know, fight against my resistance. It's like this relationship has only grown since its inception, and my thoughts try to tell me like, well, dude, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. It's like, you're just saying that because you want to fucking, you know, be alone again, dude. Because that's what's easy for you. Let me accept this. Let me enjoy this. Let me grow into this role, you know? Let me grow out of fucking being a little immature little kid, and let me grow into the role of, you know, a man, dude, and a partner. Yeah. So that's that, man. That's fucking that. What else? I had a dream, dude, of a giant fucking alien robot invading Austin, and this was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still talking about it today because I wrote it down and I didn't talk about it for the last 3 weeks, but I think that it's worth talking about still today. I heard somebody after I had this dream. I heard somebody say, like, you know, that feeling of like you're about to die and you don't know what the fuck, like that fear of being, not, you know, that feeling, but like trying to put yourself in the shoes of somebody that is like, oh, everything is about to end and I can't do anything. Like that, a lot of people, the person that was saying this was saying, I am so afraid of getting to that moment and feeling that kind of like, oh, it's all over now. And dude, I had a dream where that happened. A nightmare, should I say. Because I was in Austin in the dream. Like it felt like Austin, but it didn't look all that much like Austin. And I was like in an outside patio on like the 5th story of a building, looking toward the skyline. And I'm just like enjoying myself, dude. And then all of a sudden, dude, a fucking like mushroom headed alien robot comes out of the ocean and is the size of like Cancun, dude. And it just comes out of the ocean, lands over all of Austin, and destroys all of Austin in one fell swoop. You know, it's not like the fucking movies, dude. It's not like when Godzilla comes into Tokyo and he like smashes one building, but somehow walks through and just does like damage to like 3 or 4 buildings. No, this monster just and Austin was gone. And then I was watching this from like a mile away, and I was like, oh fuck, dude. Like I heard the alarms. It was like, please evacuate the city now. Find shelter. Their like emergency medical response teams will not be able to assist you. The end is nigh. And I was like, fuck, like, what do I just run? You know, do I just run away from the monster? And that's not going to work. It's the size of Cancun, dude. And it was just that moment where I was like, oh my God. Like, you know, the government's already confirming, right, that there's aliens and that we don't know why they're here. And so I already had all that information in my subconscious. And so in the dream, when it happened, I was like, fuck, dude. Like, wow, this is really happening, you know? Like the robots, the alien is just going to take over the land and we're all dead now. And it was, dude, it was the most frightening thing in the world. It was not, I didn't feel that sense of relief that Jim Carrey talked about when he was in Hawaii and they said that the bombs were about to like destroy the island that he was on. I just felt like, oh my God, dude, I cannot believe that my life is about to end. And there's literally nothing I can do. Like all that I can do right now is run, you know? And where do I run to? What am I running from, dude? Like I didn't feel like, oh dude, okay, you watch fucking 2012, dude, that movie with John Cusack, and it's like there's meteors falling and he's like in a limo, and he's got to go pick up his kid and then drive to the fucking ranch where Woody Harrelson is speaking to the satellites and he knows exactly what to do. Or you have to get to like the Navy Marine base. This was just like, there is no fighting this alien robot. I don't have a secret bunker underground anywhere. All that I can do is just run and run and then run and then what? I reach Waco, Texas, dude, and somehow I didn't die. And then what do I do? My apartment is gone. Like it was just so fucking like, because this has been confirmed by the government, which may or may not be true. I'm not going to get into that, but because it's kind of like being talked about more in the general public, it was like, oh wow, like it didn't feel like a dream where you're like, oh dude, Goku is here and he's telling me that he's my dad. It's like, well, you're a cartoon character. I know that that's not. This was like, oh wow, like this has been talked about in the news, and it's finally happening. Like that thing that right now we're all kind of pretending isn't a big deal, right? Where we're like, well, the aliens are probably nice, like they would have done something by now if they weren't. I think they're just trying to help. They're just curious, you know? And like the Texas snowpocalypse, dude. It's like, oh my God, snow, there's going to be snow. And then the snow comes and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm just an ant that can be completely overtaken by nature at any moment. There's no water, there's no power for like 5 days. And then it all comes back and you start going to work again and you're like, yeah, whatever, man. I mean, it's probably, what are the odds of that happening again? It's like that thing that we're all just pretending that life isn't fragile. Um, yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. I don't know. So I had that dream and I wanted to share it with you for some fucking reason. Um, do I get to share one more thing? Oh, dude, I drove a Tesla, dude. Dude, I drove a fucking Tesla. I drove a Tesla this weekend at McKenna's mom's place. When we went to pick up that Indian food, me and McKenna, and they let me drive the Tesla, dude. Oh my God, dude. I've never felt that amount of power on the road before. You think you know what power is when you drive like your dad's Toyota Camry and you're like, dude, I'm going to floor it. And you go up to like 70 miles an hour in like a minute. And it feels like the car is falling apart the whole time, like you're in a fucking roller coaster. This was like, I got on I-35, dude. And there was like, I'm trying to merge and there's a car that's like coming up close to me as I get in its lane. And it's like switches lanes. And I'm like, dude, you don't know what a Tesla does. And I switch lanes. I get in front of them. And then I just lightly press my foot on the accelerator, dude. And boom, just fucking disappear, dude. I disappear. Like nobody is faster than a Tesla, dude. Except for like Ferraris and shit like that. But it does not feel like you're in a regular car. There's like a fucking screen the size of like my computer, bigger than my computer actually. There's a screen bigger than my laptop as just the dashboard, and you can control everything from it. And just the way that the accelerating and the braking works, like when you take your foot off of the accelerator, it like brakes kind of fast. Like when you take your foot off the accelerator in a regular car, it just kind of speed slowly starts to decrease. When you take it off your foot in a Tesla, it just like kind of like jerks forward a little bit. so you can almost like, not exactly, but you can almost drive with just the one foot on the accelerator. And then if you need to make a turn, you let go of your foot and it brakes and it starts to go really slow. And then you can make the turn. And then all you have to do is press your foot again. It's just so much more intuitive than a fucking regular car, man. And I've always wanted a Tesla, and I got to drive one. And I never realized that one of my dreams is to own a Tesla, and one of my dreams is to drive a Tesla. And I don't need to own one in order to drive one. And I got to do that this weekend, dude. So fucking fun. So fun, and just so like, I was hard driving the Tesla, dude. I was just like, I am better than everyone else on the road right now. Um, it was great, man. It was fucking great. And there was also a part of me that was nervous, you know. What happens if I scratch it? What happens if I crash it? What happens if I dent it? You know, like her mom, as we were leaving, was like, man, now make sure you drive this responsibly. And I was like, fuck, dude, fuck. You know, if I fucking do anything to this car, I can't pay to repair it, you know? Like a part of me was like, do I really want to drive this right now? Like, if I crash this car or if I dent it, does that mean that my relationship with McKenna is over? Like, I just didn't have like a concept for what the consequences were. Um, but and also, dude, kudos to her mom for letting me drive it. Like, no fucking way. If my daughter or my son brought their boyfriend or girlfriend over to my house and I had a Tesla, would I be like, hey, kid that I just met yesterday, do you want to drive my Tesla, dude, for 30 minutes one way and 30 minutes back? No fucking way, dude. You know, maybe if they're like already a part of the family and it's like, my child has been seeing this person for, you know, a while, and I've interacted with them several times, and I know like, all right, they're kind of like a responsible person, like, but just, hey, I just met you, want to drive my Tesla, dude? That takes balls. And that's also just, it takes balls, but it's also like, it also felt like a gesture of like, hey, you can drive my Tesla. Because even if you fuck it with, even if you break it, dude, I got money. You know, it just felt like that, dude. And I think that's why I wouldn't let my fucking child's partner do it, because I don't have money right now. So I don't know what that feels like to just be like, hey, do you want to borrow my laptop, dude? Hey, do you want to borrow the laptop that my podcast and my writing depends on? Because if you spill a cup of water over it and it stops working, guess what, dude? I've got money. You know, I don't know what that feels like. Because if you spill a cup of water over my computer, dude, my fucking, I won't see my friends for 3 months. That's not true because I have a phone, dude. But you know what I mean. Yeah, dude. I think that's the podcast. I gotta take a dump, dude. I gotta take a dump, and I'm not gonna pause this just to speak for another 5 minutes. So thank you guys for listening to The Pupil's Life. I hope you had a good Father's Day. I hope you are excited about July 4th, dude. If you're American, if you're not, dude, then I hope you're scared because Americans are celebrating their country. And yeah, man. Thank you guys for listening. Have a fucking fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.